Hi, readers. Here's another episode for Bookmiss 2025. Today, we're going to talk about the books that I didn't read in November and probably can't read in December. Hi, readers. It's Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, or welcome if this is your first time. I'm happy that you're here. This is one of my favorite holidays. I have one of my favorite shirts on today, which I love. I got from Colonial Williamsburg years ago, and everything is great, except what's not great. What's not great, you ask? My ability to get things read before the end of the year and what I may have to push back to 2026 and what I might read in 2025. In the last month, I have some things that need to get done. I'd like to get done and aren't going to get done. So, and maybe they will get done, and I don't know. So, this has been one of the most challenging years of my reading life, both in the sense of finding books that I really loved as much as I had before, and also in the sense of being able to focus on audiobooks and not always being able to focus on nonfiction. So there are a few books in this list today that I'm going to share with you that I have not finished, and I'm going to pursue finishing a few of them, and some of them, one of them in particular, I'm not going to finish now. So let's get started on what happened in the month of November and December so far. So I have a great book sleeve, one of my favorites. You know, I love a gnome. This one came from Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library. This is My Friends by Frederick Bachman, and I am almost done. And this has to be read by next Monday, which might be the day that this goes up. So this will be done, though. I absolutely will. I have been, weirdly for me, I have been annotating, and I have been mostly just highlighting things, although last night I wrote something in as a sort of note to my future self when I reread this, but I started with blue, then I switched to like a coral color, and I'm really enjoying this a lot. And I am preserving it in my book sleeve, and I will be reading it this afternoon and will likely finish it by tomorrow. So I feel good about reading that. Another book that is a buddy read for Jane and I is What's Next by Melissa Fitzgerald and Mary McCormack, and I have not made a lot of progress on this, and I feel really bad. And yet she's also kind of slowly getting into it, and I just need to make time for this because it is chunky, but also I will have a little bit of time off this month, but I don't know if I can finish this month. I just don't. I will look to see if I can find it on audio. That might help, but you know, I've said it before, my audio listening focus has not been great. Here's the one that makes me the saddest. My You Pick for the third quarter, I didn't get read. I didn't get to it. So I moved it to the fourth quarter and read something else for the third quarter. The Wager by David Grann. I cannot get into this, and I don't want to push it into a space of not enjoying it. And I just don't feel like picking it up at this time of my life. And I think this is really about me. It's not about the book. A lot of people love this book. I think this is just about where I have been this year, reading wise. I've been a lot more, I guess, picky about my books, and I've been a lot more inclined to say, I can't read this right now than I ever was before. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not alone. I have a lot of friends who have DNF'd a lot of books this year that they wouldn't have normally. A lot of my friends who are content creators here on BookTube have also had a bit of trouble. I don't usually DNF, and I have DNF'd more this year than I have my whole life. I'm not DNFing, but I am putting this aside for another day because I want to enjoy it and I don't want it to feel like it's homework or it's hard, if that makes sense. But that is what that is, okay? For the holiday kind of vibe, I am reading on Kindle The Matzo Ball by Jean Metzler. This was a book I acquired last holiday season and didn't get to it, so I'd like to get to that and finish it by the end of the month. I'm sure I can do. And so that's my daily Kindle reading goal. So I'm trying to manage goals. I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, just be a little less determined and a little more open. Then I picked up some books from the library. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I love Maggie O'Farrell's work that I have completed so far, but I have a bit to go. And I've talked about this recently. I said I think that I wanted to read it. I think I shared this with you guys when I got it from the library before, but it has to be renewed, and it was renewed today. And I don't know that I'm going to get to it. I also have The Fellowship of the Puzzle Maker still. I renewed it too by Samuel Burr. This is about a group of people who play with puzzles. They have a fellowship and something happens. Somebody passes away and bestows a final puzzle. I would love to get to this if I could. I did renew this. Nobody seems to be waiting on it, but oh gosh, I just really want more time off than I have, and I have like 2 weeks coming up, but I'm sure I'll get lots of reading done, right? That's what I believe. Tin Man by Sarah Winman, who wrote Still Life, and I have it on my shelves and I haven't read it. I actually don't think it was long ago that I acquired that, but Tin Man was recommended by Meredith and Katie at Currently Reading Podcast. This is a queer story about, I think it is about two men, Alice and Michael. They're 12-year-olds. They become friends. They're in Oxford. Then they connect and are in a relationship. And this is set in the start of the AIDS crisis and what happens in their lives throughout both the relationship building and then what happens when, people start to become HIV positive. And yeah, it's difficult, I've heard. It's challenging, but I'm okay with challenging. Lately, I have been challenged by everything. This is an arc I haven't gotten to, The Midnight Knock by John Fram. I really want to read this. This was sent to me unsolicited. I have a bookmark in it that matches sort of my book. I just have not gotten to it. This one was published by Atria Books, and it came out on October 21st, 2025. And I knew I wasn't going to get it read then because I got it after then, I think. But this is really unique. So this is in a Texas desert with two people who have Ethan and Hunter left behind a corpse, a fire, and an act of violence. Then there's another timeline with Kyla and Fernanda, and there's something going on with Kyla and Fernanda, and then there's another timeline with Stanley and his granddaughter who are returning from Mexico, and somebody's trying to get them. So they're all running from something and they're all hiding from something, and I think this is going to be fantastic. I haven't looked at the ratings, so I just feel it in my bones though. And I love that it's just, again, it's three different parts with three different people. So the first part is called, let me tell you, because this is what got me, Deja Vu. The second part is called Deja Vu. And I don't have to tell you what the third part is called, but it's three different groups of people. So there we go. All right. And then if I can, this one is one of my most anticipated, and it just arrived today, just today in my mail. And it is now a book club pick for my Patreon book club at Book Talk, etc., with Tina and Hannah. And I would really like to get to this because, again, it's one of my most anticipated, and now it's a book club. So, can I do two book clubs in a month? I think I can. I would like to. This one is short. It is red. It is Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino. And this is the one about the realtor whose name is, oh, it's hard to open. Oh, look in the, oh, it's so pretty, but it's also very tightly bound. An insanely competitive housing market, a desperate buyer on the edge, and a darkly hilarious debut novel that says, how far would you go for the house of your dreams? That's all I want to know, except that it sounds fantastic. So, would I love to get to this and participate in the book club? Yes, this was a December 2025 release, and lots of people have enjoyed it. And the Book Talk, etc. Patreon group has a pretty good track record of picking books that most of their readers like. So that to me seems like a good recommendation for me, but also because I wanted to read it. So we're ready to go. And I have a friend who's a realtor who said, let me read it when you're done with it. So we shall see how that goes. Other than that, I can't imagine picking up anything else because I just need to get things complete, and I need to start off 2026 feeling like I don't have anything carrying on my shoulders or in my brain or in my heart. Like I really want to be able to say I did my best, and I did my best with the time that I had and with the ability to focus and read and enjoy reading that I had. And I've done my best with the way that I treated myself in terms of pushing more and more and more stuff. So this has really been a good time for me to reflect. I thank my friends here on BookTube, those of you who you know who you are, who have helped me to really kind of sort out goals and helped me to feel like it's okay that I don't get things done. And I know lots of you are going to say that in the comments. It's okay. You don't owe us anything. You've all said these things before. It'll all be fine. I will be sharing some more videos through Bookmiss. As you know, usually about 3 a week. I think that's the plan. Maybe one or two more now and again, but I really enjoy this time of year so much, and I love this stack. So hopefully I can get these read and I can go to book clubs being prepared. My gnomes are rooting for me. They're going to let me finish this book and then I'm going to put them on another book so that I can do the same with that. But thanks so much for watching today. Thank you so much for your support. Let me know what your plans are for the month of December to read, and if you've felt overwhelmed this year, if you've DNF'd more, whatever you want me to know, do let me know in the comments below. For you to put in the comments, I don't know, is there a gnome emoji? If there isn't, I don't know why not, but I don't know that I've used a gnome emoji for a while. If there is, you could put a puzzle piece in, you could put a feather in, since there's a feather on the cover of Hamnet. You could put a boat on for the boat and the wager that's moving out of my pathway. You could put an American flag in for this one, or you could put anything you want in the comments below, but I appreciate those and I love to read them. And I'm going to also be spending some time catching up on a lot of those too, because again, overwhelm. This was the year of overwhelm in so many ways. I can't help but laugh at the juxtaposition of my feeling that this was an overwhelming year. And the word I chose for the year is enough. Clearly, that wasn't working for me. But I'm going to learn a lot from enough. What is enough? I'm still looking at it, but my new word is going to be very different. So stay tuned. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for all of your comments and support, and for all of the recommendations that you've given me for books that I could read. And Happy reading and happy holidays. Bye.